I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more times.
5 blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm delighted as always to be joined by Boxer's own Ben Shalom. Ben, we've just had to come away from that heat there because
So hot.
man, I'm from Scotland, it's too hot for me, and obviously you're wearing a sweater. You're wearing a sweater in the summertime.
Absolutely fucked it. But no, it's unbelievable to be here. First time I've been on the pitch at Anfield. Obviously I come a fair bit, but it's incredible. Fair play to Liverpool. They wanted something in the city. It's been a tough time recently, and everyone's got behind us. The football club, the council, the mayor. Everyone wants positive things to now happen in Liverpool, and that's why Liam's here. That's why Tasha's not on Shields Marshall. That's why she's here. So yeah, it's a hot day, but it's a good day.
It's a hot day, it's a good day. I've spoke to Liam, I've spoke to Paul Smith, I've spoke to Scott on camera, off camera, and they're all saying about a fight on that centre circle at some stage. We know that Eddie and Adam have tried to push it in the past when they were together. Now you're the main man to talk to. Can you get a fight on that centre circle?
I mean, Smith Eubank at Anfield would be incredible, but I know Callum Smith wants to fight here. I know all of the Smith brothers, that's been their dream. We talked to them about it. Adam's a Liverpool fan. There's never been a fight at Anfield. I think they did the Rolling Stones here.
I think so,
they're starting to open it up, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it can happen, and I'm sure it will. But hopefully Liam will be the man to do it.
That was going to be my next question. Is this a potential banana skin for Liam? I mean, lose this fight, where does he go? I mean, he needs to. We know how dangerous Hassan is in terms of. We've all seen him on these shows against Sam Egginton, second round knockout, and then obviously stopping Ndongo in his last outing, a former world champion. So, is this a banana skin for Liam?
He's a reckless fighter, Hassan. Anyone that's been in camp with him, been in the ring with him, speak to his managers and his trainers. He's reckless in the head. He's reckless in the ring. He boxes orthodox, southpaw. He throws a lot of punches. He's won his last 10. He's knocked out his last 3. So we know what he can do. And I think it's just Liam's got to be cool. He's got to be on it. He's got to watch out for his power. I think really and truly Liam Smith is levels above Hassan. But Hassan's dangerous, and he's got to watch it. And as you say, he has to come through this. We were determined to get him out in Liverpool quickly, back on the Sky platform, back in front of a big audience quickly, so that he can go into those big fights with momentum.
Natasha Jonas then looking to become a unified world champion after being so unlucky, maybe 2020 and 2021. She become a world champion last year. Then obviously, did you look at the unified? Adam said, are you agree now that she's won a world title?
Yeah, she kept saying
can she become undisputed? Is my question. Because
maybe.
we know rankings there
look,
as well.
She shouldn't be at 154. She's not a natural fighter at 154. She's come up 3 weight divisions to do it. There was a lot of criticism when we did that on Carnbrook. If she got hurt or something had happened, I think we'd have looked very, very stupid. The fact is, she went out and performed like she did and knocked her out, and that was a big girl. Now she's fighting a genuine world champion in Patricia Bergart. Tougher fight probably than Hannah Rankin. Patricia obviously beat Hannah Rankin fairly comfortably, which was the fight Tasha wanted. But it just shows what she's like, Tasha. She'd never ducked the big fights. That's probably why she's been so unlucky in her career. Terry Harper decision sticks out. The close fight with Katie Taylor. She got her opportunity in February. She took it with both hands, and now she wants to unify a division that's not natural to her. And I think credit to her. She wants the big fight. She wants to be in those big moments. She always said she performs better under pressure. This is a 50-50 fight. It's a tough fight. Patricia's a very, very talented fighter as well. Never been beaten. Ahead of the women's card next week with Shields Marshall and Maya Baumgardner. It's another unification. It's a massive fight, and she wanted to do it in Liverpool, especially with what's going on. She's a massive figure here. You walk around the city, you've seen it. She's a figurehead here. She's a role model. She's unbelievable. For me, she doesn't get the credit she deserves. She became a mum just as she was starting a professional career and went on to have
you mentioned
all
her
those
at
big
the press
nights.
conference as well.
Yeah, she didn't like that. I can't say that again. But no, incredible athlete. She keeps going, and it's a massive night for her on Saturday.
Everyone loves a British title fight. I mean, I think probably one of the most enjoyable as a fan to watch a British title. 2 British fighters fighting for that Lonsdale belt. It means everything. You've got Dan Aziz against Shakan Peters. I mean, talking about that fight itself, but it's a 50-50 fight in your eyes.
It is. I mean, Shakan came through our tournament. I know him well. He's a rangy. He said he's rangy, he's skillful, but he has added to his game as well. I think Dan Aziz is a talent that people love watching. His style, they like it. He's old-fashioned. He's ruthless. I got to know him now over the past 12 months. He's really, really hungry, and he never wanted to relinquish the British title. He's obviously won it. Could have moved up to bigger things. So got
Sorry, Ben. Obviously, the heat has destroyed my camera. The temperature's got too hot, but it's starting to cool down a little bit. Yeah, you were talking about Shaq and Peter's come through your tournament, the boxing tournament, and obviously the British title fight itself.
Yeah, massive. Shakan, I think I mentioned, skillful, rangy, needed to add something more to his game. He came through our tournament, so I've known him a long time. And Dan is one of the most popular light heavyweights in the country. People love watching him fight. His style, his personality, he's gritty. He's an old-fashioned fighter. He's a throwback fighter. He could have moved on to... We started looking at international titles, and that's the route he'll go after this, but he wanted to defend it British. He didn't just want to win it, and this is a tough fight. It's a massive height difference in the fight. It's going to be an interesting fight, but he's ready, he's hungry, he's been out there with Beterbiev. He feels like he's added to his game now, and he wants to move on. He sees this as a stepping stone for him, getting in the mix with the likes of the Yards, with the likes of the Boatsis, and and really getting that top level of the British level.
Exactly, man. That's a start card. It's a lovely card. I'm excited to be here all week to enjoy. You know me, I like the fight weeks, I like fight nights. But can I cast your mind to 2 weeks ago out in Saudi Arabia, Joshua and Usyk? Just talk to me about that fight. How good is Usyk, and how well did Joshua do?
I think AJ did really well. Couldn't have done anything more. Looked in unbelievable shape. I think for me it wasn't as close a fight as people said. Even people were saying AJ was up after 9, or for me he was never up. But because Alexander was just incredible. Although I do think Alexander has levels, I don't think that was his best performance. But I think AJ should be proud of himself. He's gone away. He's taken on a massive task again. Who else would want to fight Usyk again after what happened? Yeah. And he did it, and fair play to him. And we should commend him for that. We've got an amazing event. Sky were unbelievably happy. Ben Whittaker was on the card as well. I think he picked up an injury but did well. And next for AJ, I don't know, but Alexander Usyk against Fury. I think.
Pressure. Who wins that?
If I'm honest, I think they're both natural fighters. With the heavyweight division, there's a lot of fighters that aren't natural fighters. They've grown up and they've been big and they've got in the gym maybe in their late teens and they've become fighters. The difference with Alexander and Tyson, they're real fighters in the sense that it's in their blood. It's the way they move. They don't box like heavyweights. Neither of them do. But I think a very good big guy always beats a very good small guy, and that's the unfortunate thing because Tyson is that good and he is that big. So I can't bet against Tyson at all in that. But you never know.
You're not the only one there, Ben. I think that's the common consensus around everyone. Is a good big guy beats a good little guy, no matter what. And obviously, Tyson is a big guy.
Yeah.
I do want to touch on it. Obviously, I think the aftermath with AJ in the ring and obviously throwing him out. Do you feel like the pressure of holding down British boxing for so long, and in terms of the pay-per-view and stadium fights, that the pressure of back-to-back losses and all that sort of media on top of him for so many years after the Olympics finally got on top of AJ, we saw?
Possibly. To be honest, I wasn't looking into what he said. What he said, obviously, he was emotional. Things had happened. Asking a fighter after the ring, after his fight like that, what he thinks is never going to go down well. I think the main issue was that he was talking and he hadn't won the fight and he was talking first and someone should have stopped him. It wasn't, it's not for him to stop himself. He's in an emotion where he's not thinking straight. I think that was the main thing, but whether the pressure got to him, I think it's good to see he cares, when you've made that much money and you've been that successful and you've done achieved the things that he had, the fact that he still cares, you've got to credit that. Like, we want that. We don't want fighters, mercenaries, just not giving a shit and turning up and not wanting to have any honour and fight for their belts and this and that. He did that, and so you have to respect that, and it's good to see emotion, and I'm glad that he cared. Yeah,
I agree. I think we're getting ushered off this pitch now, Ben, but one final one, obviously.
It's okay.
One final one for me then, obviously, we're in Liverpool. You mentioned it at the press conference, well, it's probably the best boxing city in the whole of the UK, and I'd probably second that, but what can we expect on Saturday night then with all these? We've got young Frankie Stringer, we've got Paddy Lacey as well on the card, we've got big Fraser Clark, I think he's behind me.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a heavyweight fight. What can we expect on Saturday?
We've got a lot of local Liverpool fighters. I think that, as I said, that was needed. I think they need those opportunities. I think we're going to see a big crowd on Saturday. It's obviously the derby as well. But you've got Fraser Clark and Adam Azim, who are our superstars. We think of the future. Fraser's become already becoming one of the most popular heavyweights in the country. Adam needs no introduction. Every time he comes out, people know perhaps what's expected of him. But then those two 50-50 fights with Natasha Jonas and Patricia Bergo and Dan Aziz and Shaq and Piers, they're proper fights. And Liam Smith's return is a massive card in Liverpool. I can't wait. And I expect a very, very busy Echo Arena on Saturday.
Music to my ears then, Ben. As always, thank you so much for doing this for FL TV, and I'll probably catch you tomorrow and Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more
There's 5
times.
blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.